guys, welcome back to the pod. Go to the intro. Welcome back to the miniature mic monologue. Yo, I make myself giggity cackle, man. Hi, welcome back to the pod. I'm not going to say that because this episode is about things that bring me joy. So I'm not going to say I'm doing one of my least favorite things because the thing I was going to say that was my least favorite thing was filming the episode on podcast days. But what's the issue? I have the time. And one of the things that I wrote on my list, just to jump into it, I don't know why my phone just cut off. Hello? Jeez. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. I don't know if it was when I was... I'm going to have to rip the Band-Aid off at some point. So as I was saying... Oh, thank God. Literally, thank God. As I was saying, one of the things that I wrote on here that brings me joy, I wrote it in a different way on my text message that I sent to myself, but it's being okay with things, and you know what? Let's just dive right in. Let's just dive right in. How I wrote it on my notes was being able to see my thoughts more clearly and watch myself become more calm and confident. I didn't realize I was so high strung, and I was talking to my mom on the phone earlier, and she was like, sometimes I just feel like you need to switch up on the pod, because I was like, I don't know what to talk about, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, why don't you talk about food? And I was like, food? Girl, what? I was like, that's not really the mini mic monologue theme. And then she was like, well, I just feel like it's been kind of heavy. And then she was like, it has been kind of a heavy time for me. And it has. And I was like, yeah, just kind of the ebb and flow of life that is reflected through these things that I'm doing. But no, I definitely have been able to take a cool seat in my brain and hear ways that I had been getting habitually strung up on things that didn't matter, like ways that I had created a line for fear to be in my mind. Do I think the enemy had a part in that? Maybe. But sometimes you just pick on a thought and it has nothing to do with the Lord. And I'm like, I don't know everything. I don't really try to figure it out. But I also am like, let's not give the enemy credit because he's lame. And he already lost, right? So, not to disregard the reality of his impact and influence, but we need to pull back in general, right? So that was one of the things that I wrote down, and obviously I wanted to get on here. I wanted to make sure I had something to say that was purposeful, obviously. My personality has really evolved on the podcast, and it's not that my personality has changed drastically, like, sure, over the span of my life, yes, but I feel like low-key in so many ways I am who I am because of the pod, Anywho, okay, so let's get on to the other things that bring me joy. I'm very excited to talk about this. That one was not the first one on the list. It was the third one. There's 4. The first one is cooking and eating good food. Who's surprised? Nobody. And, I was about to say, if you guys have been keeping up with the vlog, I haven't posted yet. Oh! I said it's been a heavy time. A spider. I killed it. Anyways, I was literally about to be like, if you guys have been keeping up with the vlog, it's still not up. I'm almost done. If you're watching this on Saturday, it'll be up tomorrow. Promise. I told myself I would get it up by Sunday, and I'm literally almost done editing it, so I'm actually really excited. That's another thing that brings me joy is just being on YouTube. And I mean putting myself on YouTube. I also mean literally laying on my bed at home and watching it. Sometimes I just feel like it's uber dry right now, and I'm like, I need to add some moisture. It's me. I need to add some moisture. You know what I'm saying? But also, I get so many happy emotions, serotonin, endorphins, whatever they are, from seeing people that I love post content that I love. But sometimes content creators post what they want, which obviously I do that all the time. But sometimes when they post what I want to see them post, I'm just like, yes, yes! And that brings me so much joy. But I would never get in their comment section like some people do and be like, can you not post videos like this? I'm sorry. Did you have to film it? Did you have to edit it? Did you have to upload it, export it, get it approved potentially by a brand? Did you have to do any of that? No! So if you didn't like it, oh, clicking out. Oi. Anyways, that's weird. The next thing that has really been bringing me joy, this face is reserved for like when I see my mom. I don't know. Watch, there's like 42 other times that I've made this face on the podcast, and I just don't know. Anyways, the next thing on my list is BBL Drizzes. BBL Drizzes. BBLs. It's this drink at Good Boy Bob, and it's fire. Iced BBL, 3 shots of espresso. Somebody stole mine this morning. I have a slight conspiracy theory that maybe the barista forgot to make it and then said somebody stole it, but I also do kind of believe her. But I was sitting near the door the whole time, so that's why I was kind of like, I didn't hear you call my name. Like, it's okay if you forgot. I'm not going to judge you, but like, did somebody steal it? Anyways, they're really good. And then I also put next to that at home matcha because I've been tearing some matcha up recently. I've been tearing it up. And I've been waiting on my matcha to come, okay, because we've been having delivery issues. And I'll get to that at a later point, but let's keep going with the list. Lord, please help me remember to talk about why I have delivery issues with the matcha because I might forget. Who knows what else I'm going to say right now, okay? Oh! The next thing that's been bringing me joy is my Disney Bops and Cheetah Girls playlist. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. They are both at the top of my Spotify. Cheetah Girl and Disney Bops. That is pretty much all I've been listening to. Okay, I was listening to Disney Bops on my way home. Go. Seriously. It's fire. And I was not skipping. Sometimes I skip, like I'm not in the mood for anything low key. This section of the playlist at the bottom here, ooh, it's good. Especially, it's my turn. I don't want to get copyrighted. Go listen to it if you want. My Spotify is Jiana with 3 A's. The Cheetah Girl is just self-explanatory. Honestly, Cheetah Girl. So self-explanatory. So good. They've been bringing me so much joy. Chillin' Like a Villain was up next on the playlist because I was high school for sure when that movie came out. I'm sorry, teenager for sure. No, high school. I was definitely in high school when those movies came out. But they were Kenny Ortega, so I low-key loved how he put it together. Been vibing there. My other most recent playlist, it's not on this list, but my other most recent playlist is this hard hat one. Gas. Lecrae just did a Tiny Desk. He was the first ever Christian rapper. I don't know if Christian artist or Christian rapper to do it. And one of the songs he sang took me 5, maybe 6 listens to have the song he sang memorized. He's really it's obviously he's a rapper, so it's like speaking, you know what I'm saying. But like, Die for the Party. Can you see it? Come on, get it together. Die for the Party, right there. I know every word to that song. It didn't take me very long. I know every word to that song. Okay, music always makes me happy, but specifically it's been the Disney Bops. Disney Bop. Speaking of Bop, the Camden Bop videos really make me laugh. They really do. Next. Okay, I talked about this one already. Being able to see my thoughts more clearly and watch myself become more calm and confident. Yeah, bro, like I was so high strung. And I'm not blaming myself for being high strung. I had to do a lot of things. And there were a lot of expectations placed on me for a very long time, whether they were from other people or from myself or just from the nature of what I was doing, going to school, playing volleyball, you know, whatever, all these other things that I had placed on myself that I didn't realize I had been like restricting. I feel like it was like putting shackles on certain parts of my brain, and I thought it was helping me. You know, like recently I've been having to tell myself things do not have to be done so efficiently. Like, if it's inefficient, I can still do it. If it doesn't make the most sense for me to take a shower, then go get the food so then I can cook, I can just go get the food and have my timing be off. Because right now, I ain't got nothing else to do. If it's not the 3 2-hour blocks that I got to be somewhere right now, what else do I got to do? And those 3 2-hour blocks are never like dead smack in the middle of the day. One is, but it's on a weekend. So I'm like, and I feel like I'm not going somewhere to get on a plane to go do my job. What, for efficiency's sake, why? Like, what are we being efficient for? Because what it's really doing is stressing me out. It's stressing me out. And I was like, okay, wow, I can just chill. Like, just chill. I don't have to be good at it. It doesn't have to meet a standard. There's no standard. You're making pasta. Okay. Go to the bathroom. Take a shower. Do your hair. Don't do your hair. There's no running schedule. And like, as I say this, my nervous system is calming down. But like, she was up there. And is she going to get back up there at some point? For sure. But I'm really trying to practice, because it's so interesting, because I thought 6 months ago that I had calmed down. And then 6 months before that, I thought that I had calmed down. And 6 weeks from now, I'll be like, I still wasn't that calm. You know what I'm saying? But it's just about getting to a place that you're okay with. And I really have been like, it's okay. Like, I've really been working on consciously saying and being like, it is okay. Not, it is what it is. Like, because sometimes I'm saying it is what it is, and I'm like, I don't like it. I wish I could do something about it. You know what I'm saying? But recently I'm like, it's literally whatever. Like, wrap it up. It's fine. It's actually okay. There is no deadline. I'm not in charge. There's no deadline. I'm managing, much time, workout time, shower time, chill time, lunch time. Interrupt my podcast time? It's okay. They're still out there. Why are people like this? Please hold while I close my window. Please hold. Anyways, that was a very funny moment. You know what also brings me joy? Being kind to people even when they're not kind to me. Because then I know I'm not like them. That's random. But the blasting music with the windows down made me think of that. The whole neighborhood don't want to hear what you playing. They don't. I don't. It's me. I'm the neighborhood. Have some conscientiousness. Anyways, I just proud of myself for chilling the frick out, It's a process, and you don't really get to decide when you commit to the process of something what it's going to look like and how long it's going to take, and that is true for things that happen in your life that make up your life and just for the general idea of life. And I think college is great, if you like that sort of thing. I went to college to play volleyball, 100%. I didn't want to go to college. I have never been like, I want to go to college. I've also never been the girl that's like, I want to get married and I want to have kids. Like, I've had this conversation before. I thought it was what you did. You know what I'm saying? You got married and you had kids. But then free will that had always been there was like, girl, you gonna acknowledge us or what? And I was like, who's talking? And then, that's where my mom comes in and she's like, hey, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, I have to do everything. What do you mean? I have to. She's like, have to what? And I'm like, I have good boy Bob. Inside joke. It's not the good boy Bob that's the inside joke. It's like that, how that progressed. That shows up in our relationship. Anyways, that's funny. My mom was watching this and like, inside joke. What are you talking about? That's just how you are. She's right. But no, yeah, free will do be a thing, and I'm grateful because, wow, I don't want to do a lot of things, and I'm grateful. I find joy in not having to do what other people tell me to do. I don't like to be bossed around. I don't. I really don't. It's the eldest and youngest daughter in me. There's definitely all three in there. I feel like the eldest, the middle, and the youngest. You know what I'm saying? And the eldest and the youngest are stereotypically the ones that are like, rah! But honestly, sometimes I think it's the middle that really has it all figured out and has their desires and their intentions, but they just they keep it hush. See, I do that too. This is not what I'm supposed to be talking about. Yeah. No, yeah. I have enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed seeing how much more easily things come to me, like questions that I need to ask, how there's less hesitation, less apprehension, how I'm like, ooh, maybe I am confrontational. I said that before. I thought, like, oh, okay, right, great. Handle that. Nothing else to do there. And yeah, just being okay with like the way that I do things, and if I don't do them well, because it's like, what's well? If it's your first time living, which, hello, everybody, you may not know what well is yet, especially for confrontation. I think I really need to remember that. Anyways, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm lying. I said 4 and there's 5 things. I had a thought that I was like, that looks like 5. And I was like, no, it's 4. It's 5. This is the 5th one that I have been receiving oodles and oodles of joy from. And thank you, Holy Spirit. This is why I was saying I was having trouble getting my matcha packages delivered. This is why I was saying I was having trouble getting my matcha packages delivered, because my new apartment and some other apartment off of the same street have the same building number. But here's the thing. You know how there's like 26 letters in the alphabet? Okay? And obviously I'm not telling you literally what street I'm on. That's why I'm using the alphabet as a cover-up. It's a pseudo street, okay? Mine is number, let's say Pelican, right? My apartment is on number Pelican. On alphabet row D. Their apartment number, also Pelican, on row X. How are you getting them confused, Amazon? How do you keep getting them confused? How? D and X. Okay. It's fine though. I actually just got an update saying that I should get it today, and it was rescheduled for tomorrow actually. And obviously I called to be like, hey, can you guys fix this? Because we've had to place a replacement order 3 times now. Well, rearranged delivery once, replacement order twice, right? But I spoke to someone yesterday, very kind, or I chatted with them, better said, And he was like, oh, I can fix it. It's a geolocation problem, which, like, obviously it has to be a geolocation problem at this point, because what else would cause this many errors? Because it was showing up on the wrong street in my app. And I was like, D, not X, D. And he said he was going to fix it. All good. No worries. It's supposed to get delivered today. Didn't get delivered. While I was at work, I got the failed message, but this time it said it was going to try again tomorrow. And I was like, okay. Sounds good. So I called to make sure, because one of the orders was like, you have to update your delivery address. I was like, I have the right address. And like, I see other people's packages from Amazon with the same address, obviously written the same way. And I'm like, okay, it's okay, right? So I call, and the guy is like, I told him what happened. And I was like, the guy yesterday and the guy today on the phone physically had basically told me the same thing. And I was like, how can we be sure that it's actually going to work this time? Because the guy yesterday told me that. And he was like, okay, the guy, he had a very thick Caribbean, Dominican, I can't tell, accent. Pretty sure he was black. Slay. But, you know, of the persuasion. And he was like, yeah, I can see what the guy did yesterday. And then he chuckled, and I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. I was like, what does that mean? And then he was like, in my head, I didn't say, what does that mean out loud? And then he said, I can see what you're talking about. I can see what he did yesterday, but he forgot to put in the coordinates. Like, you know, the north, south, the 72 numbers, like 86 point blah, 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 I'm assuming. And I was like, okay, no big deal, but that explains why it didn't work again. And so it took him probably about like 10 minutes to do all of the things to correct it and then get it rescheduled today. So maybe I'll have my matcha tonight, which is perf, because I work in the morning. And I would love to make myself a matcha. Sorry. And I would love to make myself a matcha before I go, because I love me a good boy Bob, but I need a good boy break. All right? That's it. Those are all the things that bring me joy. My new apartment. And yes, I strategically put that information at the end of this podcast, because you better watch it all the way through. And if you're watching this, which I feel like most of my views come days after I post. Sometimes I get an influx at the time, like on the day of posting. But if that stays true and you watched all the way to the end, like the baddie you are, go watch my vlog where I announce my new apartment. Yeah. You know, God is faithful. And I am grateful. I didn't mean to rhyme. I really didn't. I just got distracted. So now I'm going to get out of here. Okay. Illy a millie. See you guys in the next pod. Girl, let me see your body go. Bye.